Hello and welcome to a debate between the two candidates on the ballot for Fitchburg's Ward 2 for City Council in the November 7th municipal election. My name is Charles St. Amand, editor of the Sentinel and Enterprise, and we are coming to you today from the terrific FATV studios. I want to thank FATV Executive Director Glenn Fossa and everyone at FATV for partnering with the Sentinel and Enterprise on 4 debates this election, focusing on this contested race as well as the other ward council races and the school committee race. We hope these sessions not only inform the public about the election, but also encourage voters to head to the polls on November 7th. I welcome your candidates for Ward 2 Councilor and thank them for participating. On your left is incumbent Paul Beauchemin, and on your right is Cheryl Maguy-Stewart. This is a rematch, by the way, of the 2015 Ward 2 race. Our format is simple. I will ask a question, and each candidate will have up to 1 minute to respond. Then the candidates will have an additional minute to rebut or debate the questions among each other, between each other. At the end of the candidates' questions and answers, each candidate will make a 1.5 minute closing statement. Those will be done in an alphabetical order. Our timekeeper is Sentinel and Enterprise City Editor Cliff Clark, who is displaying a digital reading counting down the time. He will raise his hand when time has expired. Let's begin the questions and answers. We will begin in alphabetical order. And so we begin with Councilor Beauchemin. As you campaign in Ward 2, what is the biggest issue that they are identifying, and what do you tell them you will do?
The biggest issues in Ward 2 that I see, well, that people have been talking about, are the roads, the sidewalks, the overgrowth. Those are the big issues in our ward at this present time. That's what they've been saying all along. I've been telling them on the overgrowth, on the roads, I've been saying to them that we have allocated extra money from the mayor. We don't allocate it. The council does not allocate the money. It's the mayor. It's all up to the mayor. It's his budget. He's got the money. He can put it the way he wants. We just vote on it to approve or disapprove. And we use Chapter 90 money. We only give so much for the state, and what we got is what we have. And then the extra money. And when he comes in, we try to do the roads with what we have, the best we can.
Ms. Maguy-Stewart.
Hi. As I've knocked on doors, I've noticed that a lot of people have spoken about taxes and not wanting taxes to be raised. I find that it's tough times right now, and we all need to live within our means, and that the city needs to live within their means. We need to not raise taxes and try to balance a budget without raising taxes, because these people are having a hard time, and people are expressing it's really hard to pay their taxes, especially if they raise.
Any follow-up?
No.
Okay, second question. First goes to Ms. Maguy-Stewart. The condition of the roads are a big complaint, and it's clear that the state funding for roads is not allowing Fitchburg to keep up with the paving. Do you support sending a Proposition 2.5 override or debt exclusion to the voters so they can decide whether they want to pay extra in property taxes to get the roads in better shape?
I think it should be up to the people if they would like to pay higher taxes.
So you would send that
I
to
would
them.
send it to them so that they could make that decision.
I would not send that to them. I don't think we should have an override. I think we just open the door for future problems down the road and the debt issues. And I think we ought to work and do the best we can with what we have at this present time and take one road at a time and fix it up right and do it right. That's how I feel. But to have an override, absolutely not. For a debt, if I was a taxpayer, would I vote for it? Absolutely not.
Any rebuttal?
Well, I just have to say that I really like all the roads that have been redone and how good it looks. And if we could get more with an override and get it all done and maintain it and keep it up and not let it go as bad as it did before, you know, if the people want to pay that, at least they would have a say if they want to pay that without us just raising taxes on them.
The roads that have been done so far have been grants, when they say River Street,
Yes.
Electric Avenue, And those are grants come in, and we have to abide by what they say these roads have to be, and how we're gonna design these roads, so we gotta go complete streets. So, we had no say. We didn't put the money in. All we did is did what Mass DOT told us to do on River Street. What they told us, the federal government told us what to do on Electric Ave and South Street for the school. They wanted to make a safe street for kids to walk to school. I repeat that I think if we do an override, I believe I'm sorry about that. That's it. I'm out of time, they said.
You can finish your
Oh, I'm
sentence.
sorry. If we do an override, I think we're just opening the door for future problems down the road. I think we should try our best and repair them. We don't have the manpower to fix the roads. We only get 15 guys on the highway in the DPW, and we get 210 miles. I think we should focus about hiring some more people.
Okay. That was more than one sentence, but that's all right. That's all right. We're going to go to question 3, and that's going to go to Councilor Beauchemin. Earlier this year, the City Council approved changing a good portion of Main Street to one lane. What is your opinion of this plan? Do you think it is having an impact? And are there other traffic changes you would like to see in the downtown?
Does it have an impact? What's the plan? If you put Main Street for one lane to slow down traffic, and that's your plan, then they actually did that. And it also caused a bottleneck. Am I in favor of one-lane Main Street? Absolutely not. I'm not in favor of a one. Am I in favor of a two-lane Main Street going up and coming down? You're absolutely, I am.
One lane in each direction.
Right straight. I am, because what I have done in my research, and I have looked, cities and towns in Massachusetts, example, Brockton, Massachusetts, are going from a one lane to a two-way. One way up, one way down. Lowell, Mass. just did the same thing in 2014. Throughout the country, cities that are doing one lane are changing over to two-way. They're not keeping it one lane. So what's the plan does the city have? What are they trying to accomplish? To me, we have no plan. I don't see a plan. What are you trying to do? Yeah, I know you don't want it two-way, and I don't want it back to two-way. Oh, sorry. I need a bigger clock.
Ms. Maguy-Stewart.
I know it's more time consuming. I understand that, but I like it. And especially when I go to the library with my grandkids, which I do a lot, and I'm parking on Main Street and crossing over, I feel it's much safer. And I feel that the traffic is going slower. You have more room to get out of your car, to open your door. I've liked it, but I understand the people who are having a hard time for them to take so long because they're going so many times a day. I'm going once a day up Main Street. It's not a big time-consuming thing on me. So I feel for them, but I really like it. I think it looks better, I think it's slower, and I think it's safer. That's just my thoughts.
Anything more on one-lane Main?
On the one-way Main Street, it slows down traffic. I'm not going to dispute that. But you can accomplish the same thing with two-way, one way up and one way down. If you're looking to bring businesses downtown, they don't want to see a one lane. They want to see traffic and people. That's what they want to see. If you look at your shopping malls, they put them where there's a lot of traffic. They don't put it out in the country up by my camp on Lower North Cake. They put it right there where there's traffic. And you want people to go up and down Main Street. You can have safety, you can have everything that you want to have by having the two-way traffic. I was on Main Street the other day at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. It was a holiday, Columbus Day holiday, and people still work, and there wasn't a car in sight. How does a business stay profitable if there's no cars around? You know what I'm saying? If there's no people, there was no cars at that time. I said to my wife, I can't believe it, there's not a car on Main Street.
Anything more?
Just that I think that we really need to look at winter and what winter is going to be like, where the snow is going to drift and where it's going to be plowed into to see really what it's going to be like, Main Street in the winter.
All right, candidates, we're down to our last question, and it is posed first to Ms. Maguy-Stewart. What is your greatest frustration about living in Fitchburg, and what can you, as councilor, do about it specifically?
I think because when I tell people I'm from Fitchburg, they do that. Oh, Fitchburg? And I love Fitchburg, and I see promise in Fitchburg. And yes, we do have a drug problem in Fitchburg, but I like the way that Fitchburg is really coming together right now. In fact, Thursday night they'll have something at the Armory on opioids and teaching us about what we can do in our community. I plan on attending. And I really feel that so many people are working together, the chief, the mayor, everybody, this coalition, that we're going to move Fitchburg forward, and we're going to talk about the drug issue we have, and we're going to try to do something about the opiate issue we have, because it's affecting families at all levels. Poor, rich, it doesn't matter. It's in all families, and it needs to be addressed. And so it's just the bad name we have from drugs would be your answer, but that I feel positive that things are going to happen forward to try to put war on it.
Councilor Beauchemin,
What's the question again, sir?
what is the most frustrating thing to you about living in Fitchburg, and what will you do about it?
What can I do? Give me some money and I'll solve a lot of problems.
What is the most frustrating thing to you?
The most frustrating thing is that it's hard to get things accomplished without money. As a councilor, it's hard to get things accomplished. You want better for your community in your city, and it's very, very hard to get it done without any money. Our budget, a lot of it's taken up by, well, I mean, not wealthy, I mean, you know, people employment. The school department takes half of it. Then you get the police department, the fire department, the DPW, the city workers. And I'm not putting them down. They all got to make wages, but we have no money to do anything. And I get frustrated when I try to do things in our ward, and I get told, I'm sorry, we have no money. We can't do it. You know, we just don't have the money. Like, I wanted to put sidewalks on Clarendon Street. They're deplorable. They're deplorable. I know throughout the city they are. But people can't walk. The elderly can't walk. When you're 65 years old and older, they say 1 in 4 fall. So they can't get out of the house because they're afraid. Okay, sorry. He needs a bigger clock.
All right. Any follow-up on that?
No.
Okay. Thank you. And thank you, candidates. That completes the question and answer rounds of today's debate. We move now on to the 1.5-minute closing statements. And for the closing statement, we begin with Councilor Beauchemin.
Hi, my name is Paul Beauchemin. I'm running for re-election, and I can promise you 2 things, and I can keep the 2 promises that I'm going to make to you. I'll continue to work hard, and I'll do the best of my ability for the city and for our ward. So please consider me when you go and vote November 7th. And most important, please vote. Then we won't have a say if you wanted me or not. So please consider me, and that's all I ask. Thank you.
Ms. Maguy-Stewart.
Hi. I really want to be your counselor, and if you call me, I will be available to you and get back to you in a timely manner. I promise to be dedicated, I'm very level-headed, and I'm very calm. I do everything in that manner. I like to think things out, and I would like to be your counselor to work for you. And please remember me on Tuesday, November 7th. Thank you.
Thank you, candidates, for participating. You've heard from the Ward 2 candidates for council, for city council in the city of Fitchburg, and we hope registered voters in Fitchburg will make their voices heard at the polls on Tuesday, November 7th. Thank you.